What's going on, guys? Broken Zygoma here. I'm playing some Diablo 3. It is 1 o'clock in the morning East Coast time on May 15th, which means it's the official second anniversary of Diablo 3's release. Um, so that means in about 2 hours, which will be 12 a.m. Pacific time, they will be releasing the anniversary buff, which will give us double blood shards for completing rifts, and it will also give us plus 100% to the legendary drop rate across the board, which means gearing this week is going to be insane for a lot of people. I'm very excited. Um, on the note of gearing, that's what this video is about. I figured since 2.0.5 came out a couple of days ago, I would do an update video on my monk. I've got a lot of gearing done these past couple of weeks since the last video I did. My build is not any different, with the exception of the rune I put on Dashing Strike. I changed it from Way of the Falling Star to Barrage. I didn't find the movement speed too necessary, so I figured I'd trade that for more damage, which is what this whole thing is all about. The movement speed was kind of nice when I was running around empty areas, but for the most part, when I'm doing this with my friends, we're pretty much surrounded by enemies the whole time, so the movement speed wasn't necessary. Getting the extra damage is a little bit more important to me, so that was my reasoning behind that. I also thought about running with Quicksilver so I get the extra charge, because sometimes when I'm in a sticky situation, I'm finding that I don't have a charge that I need to get out of that situation, and I end up getting killed or very hurt. So I've been toying around with the idea. I'll look into that in a little bit, but for the time being, I'll show you my gear. Currently sitting at 9460 dexterity, which is really good. With my gearing plan, if everything falls into place like I hope it will, I'll be able to break 10k dex at least for a little bit, and I'm really happy about that, because I'll feel accomplished if I can break that just for a little bit. But I was doing some split farming for normal Act 1 bounties. Opened a ton of caches and ended up getting this ring, the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which reduces the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1 to a minimum of 2, so it only affects the 3, the 4, and the 6 set bonuses, so you need 1 less piece to get each of those. And because I have this ring, I am getting a 4-piece set bonus from the inner set because I have the chest, the belt, and the pants. Finally, something to replace my Witching Hour, even though my Witching Hour is an 8.7% damage boost over the Inna's belt, because the Inna's belt is just kind of meh. But I do get the bonus of having Mantra of Conviction up without having to have it in my ability bar, so I'm automatically getting an extra 16% extra damage passive out of that, so it more than makes up for the loss in damage from this. So the inner set is the big piece, so these 3 pieces are probably going to stay for good unless I get one of the other pieces and it just fits in better, but I don't see it happening, because the way I have it planned out in my head, it's going to come together nicely. I have a piece of the Raiment of 1,000 Storms, the Fist of Thunder. It's currently a 3.7% damage loss, but with one of the other pieces and with my current vision, I'm hoping it's either the shoulders or the boots, preferably the boots to start, because these shoulders are actually kind of nice for the time being. I'm hoping it's the boots, because I don't really need these Iron Toe Mud Sputters. The extra 500 dexterity I'm going to get out of having 2 of these pieces is well going to make up for the loss in damage from the gloves. And I get a nice little dexterity boost and a pretty substantial vitality boost, so there's no complaints from me there. So eventually I would like to have the shoulders, the gloves, and the boots for this set. So with the ring I'll have the 4-piece set bonus. It'll give me an additional 15% lightning damage, which is pretty important for the lightning build. So the current goal is to have this 3-piece set, well, 4-piece set, and have this 4-piece set, or this 4-piece set, I suppose. And then for the weapon-wise, I'm currently using the Shilong's weapon set for the extra 250 dexterity, which is going to help me break 10k, hopefully. I'll be very close. But eventually I would like to have 2 of 3 weapons. The Shard of Hate, Thunder Fury, or Odin's Son. The reasoning should be pretty obvious to most people, because those are all 3 really, really good weapons. Odin's Son, because it gives at least 15% more lightning damage. I think that can roll between 15 and 20, so any extra lightning damage is a huge help. Thunder Fury, because it has that nice lightning proc as its secondary special ability, and then Shard of Hate also has a nice elemental proc, which is very helpful. And Shard of Hate's really rare, so I doubt I'm ever going to get one, but if I get it, if I can pair it with either of those other two weapons, I'll be very happy. More than sufficient to replace these two weapons. And then also I have 19% lightning damage on my bracers and 27% on the Eye of the Storm headpiece I have. Not quite as good as my Mimpo, but that 27% lightning damage passive is just, it's priceless. I can't begin to describe how much better it is. Like, I've run many different just to see if that 4%, well, obviously the 4% isn't going to be the 27%, because I'd say 80% of my damage comes from lightning, the exception being Epiphany and when I use Dashing Strike, but this is a lightning attack, this is lightning, and this is lightning, so most of my damage is lightning. So it's going to be greatly affected by these two pieces, and if I got my math right, between having this set, having an Odin Sun, and having lightning damage on all of the other pieces I can get lightning damage on, I have a potential here for about 150% lightning damage. I didn't look and see what all the highest rolls are, but just thinking about it in my head and looking at other pieces of gear I've seen, I'm thinking about 150% is the max potential, and I'm hoping I can get at least 100 of that. If I can get any higher than 100, I'll be more than happy. That should be enough to get me to run T6 fairly well. If I could swing it, I don't know if they will roll it, but if I can get lightning damage on the bracers and lightning damage on the headpiece, I would like to craft up the Alguid set to get bonus 15% damage against and 15% damage reduction from elites. It would just be an extra help. It would be a bonus if I can swing it. If not, I won't be upset, because having these two pieces is more than sufficient, because they're pretty good, to be perfectly honest, with that lightning damage. I also picked up this amulet. It's decent legendary, good for a legendary roll, because most of the legendaries I pick up are absolute shit. I'd like to get that crit damage higher. I will eventually when I feel like crafting up all the gems for it, which I have more than enough of, but I'm just lazy. It was better than what I had, so I decided I'd keep it. Other than that, my gear's nothing too special. I got a lot of work to do. Gotta get these pieces replaced. Gotta get some more lightning damage on everything and get those weapons. That's gonna be the tricky part, is getting those weapons, because Thunder Fury is pretty rare, and Shard of Hate is just like out of this world rare. So, but yeah, as you can see, my current damage with my companion out, using the Unity buff, I'm at 1.129 mil, and my toughness, thanks to this 4-piece in the set, has skyrocketed to almost 11 mil. It was at 11 mil. I think I replaced something, and I lost a little bit of toughness, but, you know. Oh, I think it was from this. No. Oh, there I go, being dumb, putting it in my inventory. No, not quite. It's actually a loss. There's something I lost some. It was only like 100k, so I'm not really sweating it. So my healing's still 14k. That hasn't changed too much. So yeah, that's my gear and my plan for future gear. So that'll give you an idea of how I'm going about this whole process. I've got it all planned out. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces of the puzzle, which is, you know, it's gonna take work, but this is like one of the very few games that I actually play frequently, so it shouldn't be a problem. It'll happen eventually. I'm very happy with where my monk is at currently. I'm not top tier by any means, but I'm getting there. And if I never get there, you know, it's a video game. I'm not gonna be crying about it. I'm just, you know, I'll keep playing. I'm happy with where I'm at, but if I can get better, that's awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back. I got some videos. I got some live riffs that I ran with a friend of mine that I'm gonna post up to my channel. And coming up later this week, I got a drunk hardcore challenge where me and 3 of my friends are going to drink and play a drinking game with brand new hardcore characters on Torment something. I don't think we've actually picked an official difficulty, but it should be interesting. We're gonna go until everyone's dead but one person, and the last person standing gets bragging rights, I guess. I don't know. It's just for fun, so that should be interesting. especially just the commentary in the background from all the drunk people playing Diablo. So I hope you guys keep an eye out for that, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm certainly going to enjoy myself, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.